Hey, we are back with another brand new episode of the Spfl show. Now, as you can see on the screen, we've had a wee step up in the old quality. Shout out to Snagsy, by the way, for that, mate. Great little tip on there. And there's only two, because Motherwell are doing well, so we can't use that in excuse, but Gogsy's Wi-Fi, we all know. And Celtic drop points, so that means Ryan 118 won't be turning up this week either. But the man who's always here that never lets the show down is Sharpdiv. Hello, Div.
I am here. I'm out here. And you know what? I'm not even surprised. I'm not surprised that the man, Ryan 118, has not showed up. His excuse today is that he's interviewing his local councillor. So that's great. That'll be some great content for his subscribers, I'd imagine.
It's for his active uploads. I think he's used that many excuses now that he's got to the stage where it's interviewing journalists and stuff like that. That's his job now. He's interviewing councillors. He's a journal. That's where it's at. So,
I'd be ready to get that on his Patreon. That's where you get that, you know.
You'll find all his uploads exclusively there. Now, shout out to everyone, by the way. I just want to say, everyone who is watching live, I think there's over 115 already in. Every comment you post now, I could be able to throw up on the channel. So if there's anything you'd like to discuss, fire it in there like this, bang. See Genova 993. He's coming from a job. He goes, hello, lads. Hello. So again, stay active in the comments, get involved, and we'll be pointing you out, your opinions out there as well. A lot of people saying, where's Ryan? Drop points. That's it.
So standard for the big man.
Standard for the big man. Anyway, let's move on then and start off with, if I'm honest with you, Dave, the last few weeks have been a great talking point. So many goals, so many great moments. We've been talking up Scottish football, but this week was a return to form. Let's say that it was a poor week. So where do you want to start? I'll give it to you, mate. Good luck.
So I'm going to start. You know, everybody knows that I like to start off low, and then we raise the bar. Well, the opposite of every other show. You know what I mean? And that's why everybody's tuning in. Also, want to point out that I can now see all the comments as well, which is absolutely class. So everybody seeing all your comments, which is brilliant. But the first game that I would like to speak about is St Mirren versus Hearts.
Oh, mate, go for it. Right, what's your breakdown with this one?
In fact, we stuck something out on our Instagram, Spfl show. If you've not followed it, go and do it. And a St Mirren fan actually informed us that St Mirren are the third best defence in the league, which is
crazy, double
decent. The only thing is they can't score any goals, and Hearts couldn't on the day as well. I mean, there was a few opportunities. We were just talking before we went on air as well about the penalty incident. Mm-hmm. And for me, CJ, I think it was a penalty. What are you thinking?
100%, mate. I think the boy's breaking through in the box. And again, I know it's not a vicious challenge. That there is slight contact there. He clips his leg and it makes him trip in his other leg. For me, it's a penalty all day. But I've no idea. I think the referee tried to say he went down easy because he went like that. So he's saying he's diving. If he is dive, then surely he's got to book him. So I'm confused with what the referee went with there. If he's saying he's went air, surely that's a yellow card. But he shouts out both challenges, so that's good for the referee.
I'm pretty sure we'll get into some inconsistencies for referees this week. You know what I mean? Good old Scottish football, biting back.
Always. The other thing is, St Mirren actually took the lead in the game, but it was quite clearly offside. I think you can agree with that one as well. The boys about 5 yards offside. Good finish though. But if I'm honest with you, it's a really, really poor game. And after last week's result for Hearts, where you saw them like so gritty and determined to come back and beat the Hibs 2-1, I thought they would go on and be able to maybe push them, but they just looked lackadaisical again, and they just missed chances. I mean, the big boy created a massive opportunity to tap in at the back post, miss again. Hearts haven't got the clinical edge. St Mirren are doing everything right apart from scoring goals today. So I think a draw we should have expected it.
Definitely. I think I took Hearts very slenderly, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking a draw as well in the game. And you're right, St Mirren have been playing some really good football. They've tightened up their defence, which is a good thing, but they really need to start scoring goals, because that's how you win football matches.
I don't know if it's you, Div, but see, when you look at their centre forward, it just looks like he's not got any ability at all. I'm not trying to be overly wide, but every time he gets the ball, he never looks confident to be able to beat his man, or when he does get an opportunity, he shanks it wide. Has he hit the target yet? I'm being serious. I've not seen him.
I genuinely, I've not seen it. I've not seen it either. I'm sure he's had one shot on target during the first 10 games or whatever. I'd like to hope so.
That's definitely one area that they need to improve. And I tell you something, if they get a goal scorer, they will be a very dangerous team because they've got everything else apart from one. So you
like their captain as well. You think he's a better player, which I also think, but you've said on a number of shows he's got decent bit of technical ability about him.
Yeah, I thought this game was just maybe his worst performance of the season, but he just couldn't quite get in the ball as much. But I think he's guy's just going to get better and better. He's young as well, captain of the club. He's got so much ability as well. But against St Mirren, need a goal scorer on Hearts. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
I know, definitely. But it's a point for Hearts. It's not a defeat, so
that's true.
That's
the Levine strategy. That's such a Levine quote.
Exactly. The more he stays in the job, the more like he has sayings that you just end up saying in defence of him. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how many points they're off fourth now, but I think they've tightened the gap, mate. They've definitely bridged the gap. Do you know what I mean?
They've bridged the gap.
Good old Levine.
I think they're only 7 or 8 points now, Div. That's easy.
That's all right. That's progression. You know, and Budge will be happy with that and the project. And yeah, exactly. It's progression. It's good.
Perfect. So thanks for fun. Anything else you want to fire in, by the way, make sure we fire in and I'll throw them up on the video to share your opinion. But my game next, I'm going to pick another 0-0. Back-to-back 0-0ers. That's how you want to start off a show, Div, and really grab the people's attention. But I'm going to pick Kelly 0, Ross County 0. And I forgot, I've got my notes here. There was a shootout between two teams with no goals. It was weird. There were so many opportunities, so many shots, but just so much poor quality at the end of it again. I mean, Ross County went on and missed a penalty kick. Do you think it was a penalty, by the way?
Aye.
Me too. I think it's clear as day. The referee got that one spot on, and for the rest of the game, I thought he got the rest of it. So one referee had a good weekend. There's another
Which is good. I mean, that's getting the percentages up for 0 to,
0.5. But the penalty kick again was absolutely dreadful. You seen the penalty?
Aye, exactly. Aye, it was dreadful. I think he was trying like the Jorginho. Do you know what I mean? He was trying to see where the goalie was going. The only problem is he didn't look up to see where the goalie was going, so he just passed it right into his arms. It was dreadful.
It's a funny penalty. You should definitely go and check out because it's by the time he kicks the ball, the goalie's already doing on his left-hand side. So that it just kind of rolls right into his chest.
I know, it's dodgy.
So I don't know if it was mind games by the goalie jump so early, but he catches him a belter and the penalty, the guy just looks absolutely daft now. But you've got to say Ross County hit the post and they missed so many wide open headers, including one late on the game where he hits it anywhere else, he scores, but hits it right at the goalkeeper. So again, Kilmarnock showed signs like they've got ability, but again, like we just said previously, they've got a goal scorer.
Kelly,
what's happening there?
Definitely. I mean, Kelly hit the post as well.
Yep.
But that's something that I've got written down here as well. Kelly need a goal scorer. I mean, Ross County arguably have got a decent wee striker, but again, he's went off the boil. But I was just expecting more for Brophy this year, and I don't know if it's because he's not got much players behind him that are pushing for that striker jersey. I mean, last year he had Chris Boyd behind him, who's a very accomplished goal scorer within Scottish football. Obviously aging a bit, but this year he's not got nothing, and he can't really even use injury as an excuse this year. I know last year he was struggling with him. He got his goal at Parkhead last week, but these are games where he needs to be scoring goals 100%. The game reminded me of Ross County and Hearts earlier in the season.
Yep,
there was just a number of chances, but there just was a lack of quality. And Kelly need to do something about that.
I think you've summed up perfectly, mate. Very lack of quality. I did think the Kelly goalkeeper made a couple of very good saves as well with the chances that was created. Again, he saved the penalty. Should give props for that, but 2 dreadful games to start off this week's show, lads. It was not an advertisement for Scottish football, to say the very, very least. But is the next game got a goal, Div? Please, come on here. We're drowning. Is there a goal to talk about the next game?
Yes, we are. We're picking a game that's got a goal. It's actually, It's got 3 goals.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're going to go over to Hamilton versus Livy.
All right, okay, let's go.
And I'm just going to put it out there. I predicted Hamilton to win. Do you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Dougie has been on the phone to Rice and he's just giving him some tactics at the moment. Do you know what I mean? And Hamilton go out there, they win 2-1. For the first goal, actual Livy, another set piece, ball goes at the back post. It's actually really, really poor defending. They've got to do better with that. But obviously, they get the goal. The equaliser, Blair Alston, which I thought had an outstanding game. There was a number of times, even in the second half after his goal, he got the ball in the midfield and he was running forward with it. He picked out the left winger for Hamilton pretty nicely and he's just Scottish footballed it. Do you know what I mean? About 20 yards over the crossbar. But I thought Hamilton played really, really well. And something that I've noticed again, the guy that we bashed at the start, but we've had credit for him ever since, Lyndon Dykes, they missed him big time, Livy. They missed him big time in this game. They struggled, and I think the game was won in the midfield. Emery's brand of football. I like it, Blues Rangers.
I thought you'd enjoy that comment in there, firing. It was an Emery brand style of football.
Yes.
And you've actually got to give them a lot of credit because I was fully confident Livingston, based on the last couple of performances, even the loss versus Aberdeen, they hammered Aberdeen. Like, chance after chance. They were missing big dikes, but I thought they would go into this game, the battle of the plastic pitches. It's basically a home game for them as well. The surface is the same. But go give a lot of credit to Hamilton. And that's the kind of results that keeps Hamilton in the league. And Dougie, every single season. Like, people say Hamilton will go down. They're dreadful. They're this and that. But they grind out results about teams near them. And that's how they continue to stay in the league. And it's happened again.
They've started to play a nicer brand of football as well. Yep. And that resulted in them last season conceding a lot of goals. But this season, with them being a wee bit more astute, they're not conceding as much goals. Do you know what I mean? They just so narrowly got beat as well a couple of weeks ago off Celtic. They could have potentially nicked something for that game, and they weren't as defensive as, say, St Mirren were versus Rangers that day. They did show a wee bit more going forward, so they're playing a wee bit nicer football. But this is also the games where Livy need to go and win. Like, they can't just show up for the big games. They can't. They need to go to teams like this, and they need to get their goals, and they need to go away with 3 points. Last year, their away form was just dreadful. And this is a bad result for them, I would say. Although all credit to Hamilton.
Dougie Hibs.
And I've actually, from a very reliable source, I've heard that there's a new book coming out. Emery State of Mind, it's called. So I can't wait for that. I've already got it pre-ordered. Oh, you know it. You know it. 20 quid pre-order. Bang. Yes. Thank you.
Perfect, mate. I just want to say about Livingston, do you think maybe the early goal for Livingston and them taking the lead actually set them back? Because they looked like they were up for it. They scored the early goal. Then it was almost like they just sat off. They were like, we're going to win this game. And that gave Hamilton the belief. It was a weird one. And you've got to give credit to Livingston for one thing, and that's another set-piece goal. Is anybody keeping track of these stats? Jesus Christ.
I know, they've got to be top of the league for scoring for set pieces, but something that I've also noticed for them in recent weeks and in this game is that they're dreadful at defending them.
It's weird.
Exactly. I think they need to try and balance it up a wee bit in terms of working and training on actually defending them, because even the goal they conceded, the first one, Blair Olsen, it was a really scrappy goal. Yes, he had a great match, but his goal was just dreadful. It was just getting kicked about here, there and everywhere. I can't wait for that era Blue Rangers Dougie Emery book signing. I'll be there. And obviously you can use sharpdiv for 10% off if you just put that in on the website, which is great.
Nice. Allegedly, can we just say so that I get sued for that? I'm disappointed in Livingston, quite surprised, but it's a great result for Hamilton, and again that keeps him ticking along nicely. Right, so we've got a couple of goals in that game. Let's discuss Gogsy United. You want to talk about Gogsy United?
Did we Gogsy send you over his match report, or did they forget to do that as well? So if we go to turn up and if we go to send over his match report, which is great.
This is what we're dealing with here, ladies and gentlemen, right? We've got one guy who forgets what day it is and doesn't care what's happening, all right? His internet's from 1984, right, when it was just using the army, allegedly. And we've got Ryan 118 who only turns up when his team wins, and he sits there all smug when Celtic beat Rangers, like this, what a wee stupid face. But every time they drop points, where is he?
Right? He doesn't show up, mate. At least we're here, week in, week out, win, lose, or draw, we turn up and we face the music. I was actually quite interested to hear his opinions on, of course we're going to get onto the game, but I was actually quite interested to hear from a Celtic fan's perspective what went wrong in the game. Do you know what I mean?
We made this show for this, but they didn't turn up when they dropped points. What can we do? That also leads me to my next thing, by the way, because I've seen a lot of people, especially on social media now that we've got our own Twitter account and Instagram at the Spfl show. Follow. On that one. Oh, is that two of them there? Yes. I've seen a lot of people say, can you try and get other YouTubers from fans and everything around the club? Definitely. If you guys want to see people on this show, fire it in the comments, and even when this video goes live, if they want to reach out to us and if they want to be involved and share their opinions on the club, the show is for that. It's not just for our pals or anything like that. It's not what it's for. If you want to see people and you want to see people's opinion, tag them, let them ken, and get them involved, and we'll bring them on the show, especially when we're being let down. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Every week.
I mean, it's definitely not just for our pals, because I can't stand the ground any of the two when I'm walking. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So, it's a wee bit of diversity. Obviously, it's still good for the fans to come watch us and stuff like that, but we're two Rangers fans. But exactly. we obviously want to have a diverse conversation and stuff like that. And I genuinely was wanting to hear from a Celtic fan's point of view how incredibly wrong it went, and to hear their opinions on the referee for the match as well.
That was going to be a massive talking point.
That'd be great.
But anyway, let's move on back to Gogsy 99er then, because they had a phenomenal result again, and they're up to third in the league. No wonder he's not here. He's probably pissed.
I know.
He's
I think
he
predicted a 1-0 defeat in the game as well. Obviously, Gogsy, ever the optimist, you know.
That's it.
And you're right, he probably is on the sauce. The Buckfast, can you elaborate on that story a wee bit, CG? Let him know what that's all about.
All right, so the Buckfast story is for people. He's down in uni now, which is great. He's down in Sunderland, he's studying uni. And someone took a picture of him while he was on this show, and he's sitting here, he's set up, right? And to his left, just off camera, is a bottle of Buckfast. So he was sitting, every time he was leaning off, having a wee drink ski. So that's Gogsy 99er. That's the man.
You want to see what I've got at the side of me?
Go for it.
If I show you what I've got, you need to show me what you've got here.
Beg your pardon?
I'm just going to grab whatever's the closest thing, right?
Right, okay.
Boom. Yes, sir. Thank you. You like that? Look, then you just sit back a wee bit, relax.
Phenomenal.
So,
man, if I just picked up Rocky like that.
As long as we didn't see his wee pink bit, you know what I mean?
I've got Sunny D. That's what I've got, mate. That's what we're rocking.
Oh, man, I've not had Sunny D in a while.
I know. I'm just keeping it.
I like
keeping it old school. Throwing it back. Keeping it back. Let's see. Mike DAFC right saying Motherwell could have been 3 points behind Celtic had they not mucked up against Ross County, and that's absolutely perfect that right it's in, because that's where we're going next. Motherwell, who everyone was expecting to do mince this year because they'd lost so much. Turnbull was out for a long time. Continue to defy the odds and pick up points. Dev, what's your thoughts on this game?
Playing really nice football, and the last game is who was it that says that there about the Ross County result? Whoever it was that says that, sorry, Mike. I missed the name. Mike. They definitely missed an opportunity there, and the manager was saying after that game how if they'd taken their chances, we spoke about it as well, that they would have won the game quite convincingly. But in this game, they managed to get their goal through Devante Cole, and they are playing some really nice stuff.
Good to see him scoring as well.
It is good to see, because I seen a video from him during the week actually, and he was talking about how he thinks that his opportunities will come, and his opportunity did come. Did you see that?
Yeah.
But he blasted it well over the bar, and one of the worst misses I've ever seen in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? But he bounced back and got his goal, and he's a player that at the start of the year I thought would have been decent, but he's not done it yet. I don't know if it's down to fitness, but now he's had a wee run of games. He's starting to show what he can do a wee bit, and he looks like they were kind of the player that they were missing last week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, with the ability and the shifting.
Aye.
There was a couple of things. There was a fantastic save from from the Motherwell goalkeeper on for the St Johnstone side. That was a beautiful save, because the goalie's moving the other way. He somehow gets low. St Johnstone could have took the lead in the game, and then obviously Motherwell scored from their own set piece. Devante Cole staying alert, staying strong, tap it in. Now I want to ask your opinion on the Stevie May, because I've had a lot of St Johnstone fans fire in, especially on the chat. Thank you so much for saying that. And the Stevie May penalty, was it brought down when it was the opportunity to tap it in the back of the net, in your opinion?
For me, no. There's not enough contact to be throwing yourself to the ground. I mean, there might have been, be wrong there. For me, there might have been like the littlest amount of contact in history, but he's got to just score. He's got to just put it in the back of the net. And St Johnstone now, that's 1 win in 11 games. Mm-hmm. And they have got some decent players. I'm not including Stevie May in that.
No, he's definitely
no, but they've actually got some decent players that should be scoring goals. And Stevie May's just got to put that in the back of the net. Arguably worse than Sadiq's. Arguably, because of how close it is. And it's just a tap into the back of the net, and he throws his Celtic run. It's embarrassing.
Do you know, see, when I was watching it back, it looked to me like a striker that's got absolutely no confidence in his own ability, and he just thought, you know what, I will throw myself to the ground here and let someone else step up and score it.
Do you know, as soon as he says that there, all that I've been thinking is that Stevie May even thought he was going to miss that. That's why he's died. Stevie May thought that he didn't have the ability to score a tap-in with no goalkeeper. With the goal at his mercy, he thought he was going to miss it, so he flew his cell at the ground.
So, sorry, St Johnstone fans. I know, like, 2 years you watch show religiously and everything like that, but for me, I know there is maybe slight contact, but for me, there's no way you can give. He's literally looking for the contact. He's praying for the contact. He throws himself on the ground. For me, it's not a penalty kick. But St Johnstone do eventually get a penalty kick, so you could maybe say if you think it was a penalty, they did get their due just. And then your man, Tanser, I mean, the guy's got the ability. Stepped up and missed the penalty kick. See, for me, like, I kind of lambasted the previous penalty we talked about because it was an awfully hit. But for that one, I think the goalkeeper dives right, gets across perfectly, and it's a good save. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're going to miss penalties.
Another good save for the goalie there, 100%.
No, everyone's as good as me at them. No, I'm joking. Come on, stop that, you. Stop that.
Bottom left, whoever's watching.
Hey, stop telling our secrets, man. We've got a game in a couple weeks. But perfect penalty save from the goalkeeper there. Right, now we need to talk about the moment of madness. And I was really excited to talk to Gogsy about this, if I'm honest, this week on the show. The man who's been doing so well for him, the star of the show for Motherwell, Donnelly. What was he thinking?
Stupidity. I can only put it
for you.
It is. For me, it is. He makes a motion with his elbow, connects, and for me, it's a red card. It's needless. And as he says, he's a man of the moment, but I think he's just showed his inexperience a wee bit there. And it's definitely a red card for me.
There's a comment here from the Dugout Football channel, and he writes in, who is worse for their club, Stevie May for St Johnstone or Saul for Kilmarnock?
I don't think I've seen enough of sort of like...
I'm going to give it to May because I think he's
I'm giving it to May because last year he had a lot of game time for Aberdeen, a decent amount of game time, and he's had a decent amount of game time so far, whereas Sal's always playing second fiddle. So I would have to go with Craig there and agree that Stevie May is just awful.
And Remy also writes in, by the way, 100% not enough contact for him either. So that's quite good. I thought I was going to get slaughtered, and I was going to have to start throwing comments up saying how much of an idiot I am. So it's good to see that one. But yeah, I completely agree. Was there also a stamp, by the way? Because I've seen some people saying he should receive action for when he's coming down. Like, I don't know if he will get a further ban for that. If there is a stamp, it's hard. I can't see the angle, if I'm honest with you. The angle.
No, likewise. But just to move away from that a wee bit, obviously we put on Instagram, and if you've not followed us, follow. Yes. And a Motherwell fan came in and they asked what our opinions were on Declan Gallagher. And is he underrated? Is he overrated? So get commenting and let us know what you think. CJ, what do you think? Do you think that they're talking about a Scotland call up? I mean, Charlie Mulgrew's in there. So
if he's getting in, everyone's in.
Everybody.
I mean, you're one man of the match mayor performance away for getting a call up yourself, Div. If he's made, you're
same with yourself. You're a striker now, centre mid. We could probably do a job. Wait,
you got yours?
No, mate, I've just got a camera. It's not got it at hand today. Do you know what I mean?
Stuart writes in, have they talked about the Rangers game yet? Not yet, mate. We are currently sort of just having a poking fun at the Motherwell game because there wasn't too much else to talk about. That was it. Donnelly gets the sending off. And again, I think he is a very underrated player, mate. I also think someone else is very underrated as their goalie.
Oh, aye.
Like, I'm very impressed. I know he had that one FAS performance so far this season, but he continues to grind out performances. And Motherwell look like they've got a really decent goalkeeper there. So let's see what anyone's opinions are. If they are, I'll throw them up and we can talk about it there. There is a question coming in here. Let's see, where did it go? It comes from Will, and he writes in, will Ross County stay up? So it must be a Ross County fan. I think they've got enough quality, definitely. Div?
I'm gonna say they're gonna go down.
What?
Aye, go for it. Why not? I'm going to say 11th.
So you think like Samirin? Who else has gone down with you?
I don't know. I just thought I would change it up a bit there. I'll go Ross County and Hibs to go down. There we go.
Wow. There you are. Bob Steele writes in, I think Ross Cole will stay up, one of the two Saints to go down. A lot of St Johnstone love to go down here. Mark also writes in, will St Johnstone go down? Is it possible for St Johnstone, Hibs, and Ross County to all go down? No. I'm going to retract it then. I'm going to say that Ross County are going to stay up. They're going to get enough 0-0 draws, which we all love to watch. Yeah.
And St Johnstone, I think St Johnstone will be the team that will take that place.
That'll be a massive one because they've been here for quite a long time now. And they were actually, last year they were breaking club records, winning 8 in a row and everything like that. It was nuts. Now they're getting relegated.
It could be one of those ones as well with St Johnstone. If they go at the Championship, it could be a long time before we see them back in the top league. Because as we discussed previously as well, they don't spend enough money either in the top leagues. And that might be because they're being conservative and they're saving it for a rainy day. But it also might be that they're just not generating enough to do that. So I think it could be a long time if St Johnstone go down before we see them back in the league.
Perfect, mate. You're seeing a lot of people backing up exactly what you're saying there. And also one person saying Hibs will go down. That will be a bit of a surprise for the season. But anyway, that perfectly transitions us over to the second last game of the weekend. One of the games that I really enjoyed personally. And that was Hibs 1, Celtic 1. There's the one.
Right.
Perfect. This game, I think it's the 1 week I'd never picked Celtic to drop points, so I'm going to start picking them to win 4-0 every week to see if there's some kind of magic in these predictions. But if
every
I'm honest,
week,
every week, mate. Apart from us. Well, if it means we win,
right?
You know what I mean?
We'll test it out and just see.
No, I'm too scared. Because if it comes right,
it comes right, and then fucking the next day it's just memed everywhere.
I'll just be absolute everywhere, mate. Anyway, right, we're going to talk about the Hibs 1 Celtic 1. This is by far the most talked about game of the weekend, even though there was another game that was by far the best footballing game. But the most talked about game is Hibs 1 Celtic 1. So I just want to get your initial thoughts on the game and maybe break down the goal scorers, Div. So what was your thoughts on the way the goals and that went in? Do you want to give the people a wee update in case they missed it?
Yeah, so the first goal, it was just a decent wee move for Hibs, and they managed to get the ball across, took a deflection off the eye. It wasn't the greatest crosses or that. It wasn't even the worst touch either. Like Foster, oh my, I've seen milk turn quicker than him in a fridge. Do you know what I mean? He's just, and I've voiced my concerns. It's happy concerns, I'm not going to lie, about that department. I was disappointed that we didn't test it more. He's so slow and gangly, and the ball goes in the back of the net. Hibs are laughing, Middleton shushing, and then Celtic managed to get a goal back in very controversial circumstances.
The most controversial goal in a very long time.
Indeed it was. Do you want to talk a wee bit about that, CJ?
I can do as well, because the Hibs managers came out and had absolutely lambasted this goal from pillar to post in his post-match press conference. I suggest everyone go and watch that. You'll see a manager breaking that down. He's not towing the line in the way like it normally goes in Scottish football, like managers like let it go. He's very furious about how this goal was scored. Now, the actual goal itself, where Christie scoring a header, brilliant finish. I mean, Christie not known for his goals in the air, but Jesus, that's some header. But there's so many fouls in the build-up. It's hard to break down, because there was a foul on the halfway line, which the Hibs manager believes should have went earlier, right? Div, do you agree? Was it an actual foul on the Celtic player to stop the player initially, or do you think it should have been played on?
So I genuinely do actually think it was a foul. I think that he's it's quite bad in terms of the studs of went into Forest, I believe. But the thing is with the goal is that the referee never actually gave the free kick.
Yeah.
And the play goes on, and I was watching it, and Hibs have a really good opportunity to go and attack Celtic, and they're already winning 1-0, and then the ref pulls it back. He pulls it back for an ankle injury. And if any of you know the rules of the game, I mean, Gogsy, he's a qualified referee, so he's obviously, when he's here, filled us in on the rules of the game, and he confirms. I
think Dev might have just froze there. Either that or he's a perfect meme. Are you smiling right now? I seen the old whiskers going. It was the whiskers.
But the referee, everybody knows that it's on a head knock that you pull it back for. He pulls it back, and then he gives them. It should have been a drop ball. Then he gives a free kick, and then Celtic got and score. It's mental. It's just a bit mad.
Also, Paul gets sent off as well for a phenomenal connection with a water bottle. Now, he says he's clarified that he was not sent off for his perfect finish onto the linesman's back of his legs. It was phenomenal, to be fair. You need to go and watch it.
What's he clarified that it was for then?
He says he's afterwards what he actually said and what he was saying out loud is why he was sent off. He says he wasn't sent off for kicking the bottle or the connection. It was what was said, and he apologised for his language that he used. He never went into detail, but he says he wanted to clarify he wasn't sent off for kicking the ball. He swore, said some things that he shouldn't have, and that is why he received the red card.
All right. Hopefully there's no stadium closures for them anyway. Do you know what I mean?
That'd be fair. Anyway, the craziness just continues, mate, because you then get Nitcham. That's what I call him, just an Iron. I know it's Cham. He should have been sent off. Let's be fair with this one. I call him Nitcham, remember in that video, and everyone went mental at him? Phenomenal. So Cham should have been sent off, in my opinion. You've seen people have already been thrown up in the scream and you were talking. Like, how is this not a red card?
It's 100% a red card. It's the exact same thing that Ryan Kent done. It's the exact same thing. The only difference is the Hibs player was able to take a punch, do you know what I mean? Or a slap or whatever you want to call it.
Never fell to the ground holding his face.
Basically.
It's even worse the fact that the referee's looking right at it, which makes me confused even more because somebody sent me a clip like the biased agenda stuff on Sports Scene and that, and they were talking about the incident saying, He thinks the referee's got it spot on, like he's got it right, only giving him a yellow card. And I'm just like, that's not what you said last season when it was a red card for Ryan Kent. So there's no consistency there either. So I don't know how they can ask for consistency for referees, but it should have been a red card. And that leads us to another crazy incident, which is the 2 penalty claims. So, Dev, you want to break down the first one, mate? Should have been a penalty with the first incident, which is the slide challenge?
Yes, I think it should have been a penalty. The slide tackle comes in after the ball's already played, and it's definitely a foul. And I know Celtic fans have been raging about it. They've been posting things on Twitter for one that they'd conceded against Aberdeen, which just shows the levels of inconsistencies. So I do think it was a penalty. I think both were actually a penalty. But do you know what was absolutely hilarious? Heckingbottom's post-match that you've already alluded to. So he goes through everything and how this is terrible and all that sort of stuff. And then the interviewer's just like that. So what did you think about the penalties? And he's like, it doesn't matter because we should have been playing against 10 men.
I mean, see if you're ever going to respond. That is a perfect response because that takes all the tin like hatters and stuff like that, all the conspiracy theories out to one side because he's right. They wouldn't have been under that pressure if the referee had done his job originally right, which was against the Celtic player. So if he was biased, he would have sent him off.
It was just pretty much a dreadful performance for the referee.
How many times have we said that?
I know, but this one was just in particular because we go away for this and there's been letters being sent to, I think, the compliance officer, the head of refereeing and all that,
that's
for the Celtic supporters club. So Celtic are absolutely raging about this, but on the other hand, Hibs are also equally as raging. So everybody's hard done by in this situation. The referee's just had a bit of a shocker. So we can't. One side can't be worse than the other in this situation.
That's why it's the funnest thing about this. Like, there's got one side saying, "Oh, he's biased against us," and then you've got the other side saying he's biased against. So who's he biased against? He's just shite.
Aye,
you know what I mean? It just gets to that level. He's by the way, I agree with both of them should have had penalties as well. I know I didn't say it earlier in the video, but should have been penalties.
And see if Rangers receive penalties in another match where there's actually penalties as well.
Oh, mate.
Celtic don't. It doesn't necessarily correlate. Do you know what I mean? There's no conspiracies here. You know,
the best thing was
against us.
The super scoreboard thing. I was like, this guy was going crazy. He was like, "Oh, this is a disgrace. Rangers get everything. They get this and that. Celtic should have had penalties." He's like, "What? Did you see the Rangers incidents?" "Yes, I did see them." "Were they penalties?" "Yes, but that's not my point." Like, so what the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
Like, how is that biased agenda if he's gave penalties the right? And even you agree.
It's just phenomenal, mate. It's just inconsistencies, poor refereeing, and that's just basically what it is.
I think Rangers Hub sums it up pretty nicely. The refs aren't really biased; they just make a lot of mistakes because they're shit.
Yeah. I was going to actually ask you about like how do we then? Obviously, we can't do it physically, but how does Scottish football as a whole improve the quality of refereeing? Like, what avenues do we go down?
I think there needs to be. I think getting made of them full time will help as well. By the way, see when they're not part time, they've got other jobs for the majority.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I mean, that's going to help them if they're actually full time and they can focus on it all the time instead of having to go to fucking work and finish their shift after the game. That might help them out, you know what I mean? But also, see when referees they make clear and obvious mistakes, they spend a week in the championship and then they're back. Even repeat, like we had that last season with Rangers. The same referee was sent down 3 times in the same season after making clear mistakes in a Rangers game. All he did was go down for one game in the championship. He's right back. Where's the punishment? Like,
exactly. It's like, see if that's our best referees though in the top league. How bad are the ones in the leagues below?
Well,
and I've seen some bad referees as well in the leagues below. So it's, for me, I agree with yourself there that we need to try and find a way of, and it sounds mental, but paying them more because we're making them full time. And it means like we're always comparing them and all that sort of stuff. And to play devil's advocate a wee bit, if you compare them to obviously a referee down in England, they're able to be full time, so they can get up in the morning. They don't need to worry about going doing their other job. They can just get up. They can go train, so that they're fitter. They can keep up with play better. They can go and be trained, which I think is a big problem for us as well. And the Celtic supporters make brilliant refs. In fact, that would be good. Do you know what I mean? It's because they seem to think that they know everything, so that would be good to bring them in. to probably referee the games. Do you know what I mean?
I think that'd be fair.
That would be fair. No, that would be fair. We talked about fairness. They were talking about fairness in the letter and stuff. That'd be fair.
Jamie writes in, I take it Ryan isn't on tonight because they drew against Hibs. Yeah. Simple as that. That's fair enough. It's annoying though because we haven't got Ryan to fire the question because I want to ask, was it Celtic no turning up? Did they get caught up with the referee stuff, or were Hibs good? Because for what I saw, I'm getting a lot of encouragement for the Hibs fans. I know long-time subscribers on my channel who's been watching continue to say Hibs really fought, and they're now showing that they have got Paul, maybe Paul's back. I know that the way Paul's reacted in that game shows that he wants to be there. So maybe this is now them starting to grind out and they're going to go forward for it. It's a difficult one, but I'd love to have asked him the question. But again, he doesn't turn up when he dropped points. So it has to be two Rangers fans sitting talking about it because the Celtic boy doesn't turn up when they drop points.
Pretty much. I think it's potentially a wee bit of both. Celtic won the really at the races, and that could have came down to their tactics as well. They obviously tried to fit Encham into the game. So they played him in the number 10 role, which then meant that Forrest had to play out of position, Christie had to play out of position. And a lot of Celtic fans think that Christie and Edward link up really well. So it came down to a number of factors, but also you need to give credit where credit's due. Hibs were good in the game, caused problems. They stopped Celtic for having a number of opportunities. I mean, you're talking about your star striker.
Had a very good game.
He did, aye. And I thought that Allen as well had a good game. You can see his ability. If he'd made better career choices, he could have been playing at a higher level, 100%. But when you talk about your star striker needing a goal, he gets subbed off 72 minutes into the game. So it just probably goes to show where he was playing in the game, how bad he was playing or whatever. I don't know if some Celtic fans would have wanted them just to go light for light and bring on two strikers because they're going for the game and they're playing against a team that's in the relegation zones. I don't know. Obviously, we can't really say too much because we're no Celtic fans.
I know. That's the thing. I just received and this is the kind of level you get with Ryan. So he must be watching. He just wrote to me, still top though.
It's brilliant. So whilst he's interviewing the councillor, he's got us on the background. Do you know what I mean? So which is great.
So he's definitely no sitting in his bedroom now, probably with a sock round him playing FIFA 20. That's not what he's doing right now. You know, he's definitely way doing something if he can sit and watch the show. So,
Ryan, if you're watching, send us a selfie wherever you are right now, and we'll show the people what you're up to, bro. Just a face, man. Like, I just want to see if you are in your room or no.
It's phenomenal work. But anyway, let's move on for there. I do want to say one last thing, by the way. I thought Scott Allen was sensational in the game, and his no-look pass for the goal was brilliant as well. Like, I know we're kind of making fun of him because of the pass, but in that game against Celtic, he picked out quite a lot of them. So fair play. He was playing like a man with his chip on his shoulder, and that's going to lead us perfectly in another player who was playing with a chip on his shoulder, and Greg Stewart. But it looked like he wanted to send a message to Celtic after the way they treated him and disrespected him, put him in the reserves, training with the kids for that long, and he did, if I'm honest with you. Now, they didn't get the win, and they still grinded the results, and I suppose that's a credit to Celtic as well, that even though they can play quite as poorly as that, they still didn't lose.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But they did drop points. Again, I'm sorry we can't break it down any further on the Celtic end. It never turned up. You know?
Something that I've noticed as well about Celtic, just to have the last wee bit there, is that although I think that they're good at taking their chances, but they've not been having that many chances. I remember going back to the Motherwell game, I think they scored every shot they had, or every shot on target that they had, or something like that. And maybe if you do restrict Celtic for having those opportunities, you then restrict them for scoring goals because they're not creating 15 and 20 shots a game.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I agreed with that. It's going to be interesting to go on. I thought James Forrest, again, he needs to step up because there was so much hype about him, but I'm still not seeing it quite this year. I mean, I know he had one decent shot in the game, but for me, Celtic Blues needs to step up. But again, they're given that opportunity with another game this week and in the weekend. So we'll see how they respond after dropping points for the first time this season. Let's be fair. It's the first time so far in the league that they've dropped points. So this will be a wee tester to see how they respond.
Exactly. They're still unbeaten. Do you know what I mean? They still are unbeaten. However, it's like dramatically closer now. And we'll get on to the Rangers game, obviously, but it's only 1 point and 1 goal in goal difference-wise. And obviously Celtic got after that great start on the opening day of the season with scoring 6 goals.
7.
So 7 goals. So now it's right back up there and it's all level again almost.
It's going to be interesting. And that leads us to the last game we talk about. The best game of the weekend, even though it's getting severely like respected. Like everyone's talking about the incidents elsewhere, but they're not speaking about this game. Wonder why. And it was Rangers absolutely wearing Aberdeen like a hat. Civ, I've shared my opinion. So what was your thoughts on the game, mate? Have fun with this one.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Obviously, we were unlucky to get beat 6-5 after the rest of the league, having scored 5 goals ourselves, the rest of the league scoring 6. Maybe next week we'll win that one. But in terms of the game, I thought it was sensational. And it's weird, man, obviously, for the outside looking in, how do managers, this is how they get paid the big buck, but how do managers make these big decisions? And I thought a big decision for me was bringing Katic back into the fold, and Helanda goes right back out. I have no idea what's going to happen on Thursday, by the way. I have no idea what centre-back partnership's going to be. But it brings Katic back in, because we have seen in previous games how the other two centre-halves struggle early.
Yeah.
And I think that Aberdeen's tactics were just to sit, like we've seen the pictures and the screenshots and all that. We've seen how far they were sitting in. But I think their tactic was to play that long ball to Cosgrove and try and feed off his scraps. And I think that McInnes expected Helanda and Goldson to start.
Definitely.
But Katic went right back in for the start, and he just won every single battle with Cosgrove. Do you know what I mean? And I thought that was really smart for the manager.
I mentioned that in my prediction video as well, because I know we played poor against Aberdeen all year. I mean, we saw it. We know how disappointing. But our best game is when Katic returned to the lineup instead of Joe Worrell right at the tail end of the last season. We beat them 2-0. And Cosgrove, I think, even got subbed off early in that game because he was completely manhandled.
Exact same in this game. Exact same. Like, he never got any change at all for Katic. So that's back-to-back games now that he's completely dominated. One of the most dominant strikers in the league. Let's be fair, because that's what Cosgrove is. Well, we spoke about... He did. We spoke about top goal scorers last week. Because of the goals that he'd scored midweek, he went into that game top goal scorer in the country. Cosgrove, with his penalty goals in the cup. So he went into that top goal scorer in the country. And I was reading an article today by Jamie Curry from Football Bloody Hell. And he was talking about some stats in that for the game. And it actually turned out that Cosgrove had 1 touch inside the Rangers box. And he lost the ball 13 times. So you're talking about a striker that has scored, I think, 13 goals in all competitions, get into that game, and he's had 1 touch inside the Rangers box. So that just goes to show you how dominant Rangers were, how bad tactically Derek McInnes set up his team, and how great that Gerrard saw this, preempted this, changed his tactics, because obviously we changed the style of play. Morelos was coming in, he was taking the ball in places we never see Morelos take the ball, which then freed up Shea Ojo and Greg Stewart. Again, Greg Stewart, what a call again for the manager. Go and take your opportunity. Go and take it, son. And he did that, and I loved his celebration as well. So I just thought... Aye, it was great. High knees, boom. There you go. There's your dinner. What a save for that, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That's what we're going to go and speak about. Like, the one Aberdeen player I thought turned up was actually Joe Lewis. Even though he conceded 5 goals. He made a wonder save for that Greg Stewart leader.
Goes to show you.
And something else, you've kind of already touched on it, but you said a brave decision bringing Katic in. Again, playing Stewart. Like, in the sort of midfield as well. Like, even the formation was different. We just kind of gave Ryan Jack and Stephen Davis, they were like, right, you stay the midfield things, and we'll just put loads of forwards on. You know what I mean? And the two of them, like, Jack was kind of more industrial. I thought he was running about, kind of covering space, but Stephen Davis, man, you talk about a midfield performance, you Google it, you see that performance. He's there basically himself with the ball, and he's just swinging passes. Well, it needs to be over the top. That one he put Stewart in, it hit the post.
Yes.
Like, fucking, it's like a teardrop lands on his foot. He could do everything.
Don't be disrespecting Stevie Davis. Don't be giving him that amount of room. The press for Aberdeen was shocking. Davis was able to get on the ball. Jack was able to recycle it and get away Davis, and he was able to pick out passes for the gods. Morelos just coming in. And then he just, like, the amount of passes that he played through to Stewart and Ojo, it was just dimed right over their defence. Tactically, it comes down to how bad Aberdeen were, but also he needs to play that pass. And even in the second half, they went to Greg Stewart. Just unbelievable. The first touch for him. And right across the board for me, Rangers players were good, but I just thought that Stevie Davis was just absolutely Pirlo-esque. Cheers for that. Boom.
There you are, Thomas H. You absolutely nailed that there, son. And Morelos, again, I thought, because there was a lot of questions, there was a lot of pressure on Morelos into this game, because we try not really talk about it, but again, the press was asking him, asking the Rangers players and managers every time, is Morelos going to prove one more that he's behaved himself. Is he going to behave himself in this game? He's been good for this season, but is he going to do it against Aberdeen? And I thought that was the best of Morelos. I mean, he never got involved in anything because they tried. You seen them giving him wee niggles, giving him wee elbows, like when they're standing next to him, trying to wind them up, speaking to him. I thought he was so mature in the game. And I just love this new Alfredo Morelos. And you saw by his reaction with his goal, he loved scoring that goal against Aberdeen. You could see it.
It was unbelievable. He loves a goal against him. He scored a number of goals. He's had a number of red cards. Goal of the season. Boom. But in this game, I just thought he was magnificent as well. For me, up there with Davis in terms of just that performance that he put in. And I thought it might have been one of those games where he didn't get his goal. But that delivery for Borna went right onto the head, and it's a great finish. Unbelievable for Borna as well. I need to give him a shout out. I mean, I could go through the full team and say that they all done really well. Could genuinely do that. But in terms of that individual cross for him, and some people are saying he's not got an end product, boom, there you go. Right in the noggin, a wee Alfredo, and it's in the back of the net. There was a lot of selfless... Exactly, there was a lot of selfless work for Alfredo, so that's why I was thinking maybe he wouldn't get in the score sheet, because as I say, he was coming in deep, and it was all the other guys that were having opportunities, but he gets his goal, and it was great to see.
It really was. And speaking about getting a goal, Jermaine Defoe trots on. Was it 17 minutes or something that he got again? Or 17, 8? It's about that. Sorry if it's slightly off. That finish. Chipping Joe Lewis, who's one of the tallest goalkeepers in the league. The balls to even try that. I just love as well, because people, when he signed and everything like that, they're saying, oh, you're signing a pensioner, you're signing this, you're signing that, oh, he's done. If you check that goal, who's the quickest to react by about 3 or 4 yards? It's Jermaine Defoe. There's not one defender near him. Like, you can see his movement as well. When it almost is like as if he knows, like, in here that guy's going to tackle him, it's going to go through, because he comes back and then he starts to run before the guy's even tackled him. The intelligence of Jermaine Defoe is completely underrated, and the finish, spectacular. Jesus. And that continues him to be the top goal scorer in the Spfl for Rangers in the league.
Yeah,
and he's getting 17 minutes.
Boom, exactly. I don't even want to do the maths. We done it last week. I don't even want to do it now. Getting into that game, he was averaging a goal every 46 minutes in the league. I don't know what it is now. Do you know what I mean? I failed maths, so I'm not even going to sit here and whip out the calculator, because I'll probably not even know the equations to do.
I didn't think you need equations, so I think that sums it up.
So I go every 30 odd minutes or something like that, which is absolute nuts. Probably 40 minutes. I don't know. Sorry, I'm embarrassing myself now with my math skills. But he's absolutely unbelievable. That man, 10 yards off his game, still 5 yards ahead of every other defender in this league. And that's just facts. And we're seeing that with the goals that he's scoring. And you're right, he's just that perfect finisher. He's a perfect striker. He sees things that others don't. He gambles, which a lot of others don't. And that gets him his goal in this game as well. And I was over him for him getting it.
Definitely, mate, and I just love to see Defoe getting on. There is always these questions, especially if you look back in the last couple of games, like you had the cup game when he didn't start, and you had the game at the weekend. You keep thinking you're going to give Jermaine Defoe a start, and there has been some questions. Again, it's mostly media driven, if I'm honest with you. Is Defoe unhappy? He doesn't look unhappy to me. Every time Morelos scores, he's the first one up celebrating. They go and cuddle each other, and the opposite, when Defoe scored, you see Morelos. So I think there is a narrative that's trying to be pushed now that Defoe's upset that he's not getting enough minutes and he's wanting it. But to me, it just looks like everything's gone well in terms of the goal scorers. And I don't see any problem between the two of them.
Defoe is, 36 years of age?
Yeah.
Something like that. You need to be smart with him. I was actually expecting him to start this game because of how good he is. That's just a testament to how good that boy is as well, that player. Do you know what I mean? That we'd expect him to go in a massive game. And obviously he doesn't go in, he still comes off the bench. But listen, he's coming on and he's getting his goal bonuses. So don't you worry about that. He's happy. He is happy as can be.
Steph has answered your question as well, mate, about the minutes per goal. He's went and worked out.
That's frightening, by the way, Steph. Cheers for that.
Absolute legendary. And so it was a perfect game of football. Aberdeen came to try and part the bus, and they were just never given the opportunity. Absolutely smashed. Now we're going to have to flip it from the other side and speak about it from the other perspective to try and be fair on the Aberdeen fans. I don't know if you checked social media after the game, but they went after Derek McInnes, especially his post-match press conference. I sent this into the group. I don't know if you caught it. When he was
caught it right after the game.
He was blaming the young players, and he kept mentioning the fact that he had young players in there and maybe never quite took their chance. And I'm like, you ballless freak.
Tactics,
you're going to blame your young players that's stepping in there instead of backing them and being a manager. You're going to lambast your own players. Like, even when they're young and everything like that, shift all the blame for him and try and blame that he's fact that he's got young players on. Like,
and you're going to get that. You're going to get that for young players. I mean, you look at the midfield. You've got Lewis Ferguson. You've got McLennan, who are starters. They start. So that's two your three midfielders, and I think Hedges is a start as well.
Yeah.
And I just think it was down to tactics. He's got to come out and he's got to own that. And the post-match interview,
manager.
Exactly, manage it, mate. Just do better. But the post that I heard was absolutely hilarious. I mean, firstly, comes at us with, we had so many injuries. Yes, you did.
I see that.
Still got to do better. You can't go and get pumped like that. Then he says, we went to extra time. Went to extra time during the week as well, you know. So, and then his final one really got me. And he spoke about Considine going down in the hotel. And this might all be, I'm paraphrasing, right? But in the interview that I heard, he says, Considine went down in the hotel with gastroenteritis as well this morning. And I was howling at that, man. The fact that he's went in and he's just even said the illness. It was like, have a day off, mate. Come out and own it. And back your players a wee bit as well. You were just tactically out your depth in this game. It was embarrassing.
It's almost like he had a list of excuses. Oh man, it's phenomenal. But again, he went through everything from blaming injuries, blaming people that's missing, blaming the weekend, blaming young players. Not once did he say that he maybe set the team up wrong. That is Derek McInnes in a fucking nutshell. Something
that was hilarious as well that wouldn't have been caught up the cameras, and it was during the warm-up. Aberdeen went down to where Tav was in the first half attacking, down that side. Yeah. Where we're notorious of getting out of Tav, getting boys in the box and scoring goals, which still happened through Greg Stewart. But every single Aberdeen player during the wee warm-up was digging their heels in and ripping the grass, mate. They were trying to tear that piece of grass up. And what they done is they finished their warm-up earlier. They went and did all their ball stuff. And now all the groundsmen came in and fixed it. And see, just before they went out again, they went back here and did the same warm-up, mate, and tried to rip it up. So that's his tactics. That's Derek McInnes' tactics. Try and ruin the pitch. And I just thought that was hilarious.
He's an absolute pop bag, and we're so lucky we managed to dodge that bullet, aren't we? Jesus. But that leads me perfectly to the next question. Should he be sacked? Because they want him out after that, getting absolute. That's the biggest defeat. The Rangers have equalled the biggest defeat since I think 2003 against Aberdeen, or was it 2004 when they beat us we beat them 5-0, something like that. They want him out. They're not happy with his play style. The way he's threw his players underneath the bus. People have turned. Will he get punted? I think they won't. I don't think they've got the guts.
I don't think so. I think that possibly Derek McInnes will see out the rest of this season, then he'll resign. I don't think he's in a position where he will get the sack up there.
Yeah,
and I think he'll resign. He's very comfortable. It's kind of like Craig Levine's situation where he knows his job's there.
Not quite, allegedly.
It's not quite there. Do you know what I mean? It's not quite there. But he's on a decent wee salary up there. He's content. He's comfortable, and I think that's the ambition is just lacked with him, and we've seen that a number of times.
Definitely, mate. And even the people he's brought in has not really stepped up and played. I mean, the captain's sitting there playing for Derby's under 23s. Still not the sniffy minutes. So it's like, where do they go for there? But anyway, it's going to be interesting.
He'll come back up the road, I think, in January.
Oh, he'll be definitely back up there. They didn't want him. Coke doesn't fancy him at all. There was a question earlier, and I'm sorry that I missed it. It was basically saying, who will be the next manager sacked? And let's do a wee brief little roundup. Who do you think is going to be the first manager sacked this season, Dev? Who are you going with? Put your money on the line.
Such a curveball, isn't it? I'm going to still go for Heckingbottom. Because I don't know who else to go for in a sense,
because Levine's safe. He's fucking taking his aim calls.
We need to maybe start looking at Tommy Wright as well. They're bottom of the table, 1-1-11. But again, he's done amazing stuff for them. Yeah. And Heckingbottom's one of the guys where he's just come in. There's no much loyalty there. There's loyalty to Wright. There's loyalty to McInnes. It's a dictatorship at Hearts. So I'd probably go with Heckingbottom. I'd probably put my money on that.
I mean, you're probably right with that one, if I'm honest. The more I think about it. I mean, Tommy Wright will be under pressure, but if you look back over his resume with St Johnstone, I think you broke it down I think it was even last season. He's managed to get them so high in results, but his actual net spend is zero. Because he's never had any money to spend. So I don't know if it's happening. Since
he's came in, I think in 2011 or 2012, he's literally spent £0 on transfers. So that's what he's up against every single transfer window. But there's other teams spending money. Even Motherwell, they're spending a bit of money now.
JVC Cam, the long-time viewer of the Spfl show and Hearts fan, says he wish he had Tommy Wright at Hearts.
Maybe a wee bit of money, Tommy Wright would get better results. I mean, he got St Johnstone really high finishes as well with no money. So maybe at a bigger club, he would get better results. You know what I mean?
See, apart from like obviously the two Old Firm teams, I mean, you wouldn't have picked the other manager anyway. But who do you think's the most underrated manager in our game? Just to ask you a question.
I'd go with Robinson. I would go with Motherwell because I think outside the two Old Firm teams, they're the outstanding team in the league this year. Just in terms of the way that they're playing, the way that they've recruited to be playing the way they are, I just think that they've been brilliant. And they always lose their best players. Motherwell always lose their best players. It'll probably happen again. Turnbull was out the door in the summer if it wasn't for injury. Donnelly will probably be out the door because that's their model. But I just think with what he's done, even in the last few years, where he got them to 2 cup finals, they were beating them. Do you know what I mean? But he got them there. And I think that he's the most underrated manager within the league. But very close to that, I'm going to go with Holt.
I knew it. That was my two, and I just seen Connor write them in as well. I knew it was going to be. I knew we were going to all agree on that one. There has to be, in my opinion. But anyway, let's move on, mate, because we went 55 minutes. There you are.
We just end it here? Oh no, there's too many segments. There's too many segments.
We need to go with our 5. They've got another 5 coming up, though, and that's our 5 players of the week. You want to drop yours now, mate?
Yes, I will indeed. Starting off at number 5, I'm going with a Hamilton player. I'm going with Blair Alston, who I spoke about a wee bit earlier in the episode. Thought he was brilliant, got his goal, drove the team against a strong midfield as well, because we spoke about how good their midfield is, and he dominated that midfield for me. At number 4, I've got to put Tav in there. He gets an assist, he gets 2 goals, albeit penalties. I've got to have Tav in there. Number 3, I'm going with Greg Stewart. Took his opportunity. I don't know if he'll start Thursday. In fact, I don't think he will, but I think this was a perfect game for him. And he's not done himself any harm whatsoever. It was incredible. He could have had a hat-trick in the game. The top 2, and I'm trying to not be biased at all. It was a from.
I know one.
Number 2 is Alfredo Morelos.
Right.
I thought he was outstanding. He was everything that you want for a striker in the game. He was a team player. First and foremost, he got his goal. He done the business he proved all the naysayers wrong in terms of his temperament and all that sort of stuff. But for me, he just couldn't get ahead of this man, Stevie Davis.
Yeah, I posted it in. I got it right.
He is a maestro of a player. A maestro of a player. Don't disrespect him, man. I've said it already. Don't begin him space because he'll put it in a dime for anybody. Stevie Davis is my number 1. Rangers dominated the weekend, so I went ahead and I've put 4 in there.
Perfect, mate. Right, we've actually got number 5, the exact same. I've got Alston as well, former Falkirk player as well. Seen him score a lot of screamers over the years, and that seems to be playing well again at Hamilton. So I went with him. I've actually went with Scott Allen at number 4. I don't know if you had him at 4 or 3. I thought he was a threat and a menace the entire game. I went with Gillespie. Was it no in yours, mate? All right. I went with Gillespie, the Motherwell goalie, because I thought he was brilliant the whole game. Number 2, I went with Greg Stewart, because I thought the fact that he's not played 1 minute of competitive football yet, started a game of that, to put that level of performance. And he honestly, it wasn't the fact that he almost scored a hat-trick, it was the way he almost scored a hat-trick. Like, he was willing to take shots from outside the box. His work rate with Arfield, and he missed with 2 worldies by honestly that. And I rate that performance.
It was just something different, and this is what Steven Gerrard says previously. It was something different, and he was a perfect player for this game.
Right, I agreed, mate. Like his ability just to drift beyond people and his skill with the ball. He's not the quickest, but he's got skill, and that's a different threat and something else for the defenders to think about. But number 1, mate, you've nailed it. It has to be. It's Stephen frickin' Davis. Anyone who watched the game, scary. He even went made a challenge inside his own box. He was everywhere.
It was vintage Stevie boy. He was my favourite player back in the day as well, when he was at Rangers and that cup run and all that sort of stuff. All-time Barry, do you know what I mean? But at that time, Stevie Davis was just phenomenal. Honestly, as a young player, and he's went down south, and he's no flopped. Became club captain. He's done things with Northern Ireland also, and he's up here proving everybody wrong again, because everybody wrote this guy off.
And he's back doing what he does best. So that's 5. Now we've got
Ryan sent his in. Should I read it, Ryan? Or should we just ignore him the way he ignores him?
He could turn up to the show and then he gets his fucking opinion ready.
And Gogsy just says Mark Gillespie 5 times, so...
That's fair. You can read it, Gogsies, because his internet will catch us in about a week's time. So, mate, you want to go with the predictions?
Yes, let's go for it.
Right, mate. Do you mind reading them out? And I'll... In fact, people, it normally writes in, and I'll actually throw your opinions up. So, get your opinions out there on the predictions, and I'll fire them in today's video that you can watch live. So, Sharp Div, what's the first game we are going to be predicting?
First game that we're going to be predicting is up at Pittodrie, and it's Aberdeen versus Hibs. You want to start us off with that one?
I am going to go... I kind of want the Hibs to win this game. I never thought I'd say that, but I'm going to go one each. I see a score draw coming there. One each.
A score draw. Right, okay. In fact, Ryan and Gogs have also sent theirs in, but if you want to see theirs, we'll post it on the Instagram. Go ahead, follow that. I will do that since they've not showed up today. I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to Hibs.
Perfect.
I'm going to go for that.
As you see, Darren Muir writes in 2-1 to Hibs. Mark Mitchell also writes in 2-1. You're seeing a lot of Hibs wins here. That's quite surprising. I never thought I'd say that in the channel. Connor writes in 1-0. Callum writes in at 0-0, a boring game. And Billy K writes in 1-0 to Hibs. So there we are. Next one.
Thank God there isn't any other 0-0s, because that was brutal to watch. And the fact that they can stretch these games and highlights and all that, oh my days, it was brutal. But anyway, the next game we're heading on to Levine versus Kelly.
Oh my God.
Levine versus Kelly. I'll kick us off with this one. And I'm going to go for a 0-0. I don't want to see it, mate. I really don't, but I can't see anything different. Kelly on the scoring goals. Levine is just... he's him. I know he's had some positive results, but they're coming off a 0-0 as well. Kelly are coming off a 0-0. It's going to be a 0-0.
I think draw's going to be a popular result, and everything's screaming draw. But I think it's going to get from bad to worse for Hearts. I just didn't see them scoring another goal for a while, so I'm actually going to go with Kilmarnock to win 1-0 in that game. A surprise, maybe away win. JVC Cam writes in 1-1. Alex writes in 2-0 to Kelly. Cammy is a Kilmarnock fan, obviously. He's been watching for a long time, mate. I appreciate it. I saw your message. Thank you very much. He writes in 2-0 Kelly. Belly writes in 2-1 to Hearts. And Jam Stew, phenomenal name. Shout out to you. Writes in 2.
I love his display picture there as well. It's for Ed and Eddie. Remember that?
I remember Ed and Eddie.
Oh, yes.
Legend, mate.
Hey, let's stop this now. Oh, that was his. That was the display picture. That was his. Aye. Oh, you know.
We can't sing enough of the tune or we get done for copyright.
Are we showing our age right now? I hope no. Like, really surely everybody in the comments get like, you know what Ed and Eddie is, surely. Do you know what I mean? Please. Surely. But anyway, the next game we're moving on to, we're heading over to Robinson's team, the guy we just spoke about. It's Motherwell at home to St Mirren. Do you want to start us off with this one, CJ?
Yeah. I think there's going to be a bit of a surprise here, and I'm going to go with a shocking 2-0 St Mirren away win. That's right. I'm throwing it out there. I think they're going to get a win. They're due one. I think it's going to be ugly. I think there's going to be 8 own goals. 6 of them get overruled. And I'm going to go with 2-0 win. 2-0 St Mirren.
It will be interesting because this is going to be the first game Motherwell have played in the league with Foot Donnelly.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm thinking. They're going to get
for 3-0 Motherwell. Got 3-0 Motherwell.
That hurts me for Molly. She's written, so what's Ed and Eddie? Oh, I can't.
Mate, no, she's a liar. She's a liar. Did you not see the way she spelled it, mate?
She spelled it like the show.
Spelled it the way like the show. So, Molly, we know what you're doing, right? We know your game.
Cruz writes in 1-1 for this game of football. Remy writes in 3-0 Gogs United. Sarah writes in 2-0 Motherwell. Just love the fact that they're right. William writes in 2-0. And the last one I'll read out comes from Little Keemstar. And he writes in 4-0 to Gogsy.
This new display picture thing's got me cracked up, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, the next game, moving over, we're going up to the Highlands this time. We're going up to Dingwall. It's Ross County that are at home to St Johnstone, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to the Highlanders.
County?
Yes.
And that makes us 2 for 2 there, mate, because I'm exactly going for 2-0 as well. As easy as that. And it continues. Because Craig writes in 2-0 as well. So there's a lot of love for St Johnstone coming in. Let's see. Lee goes 4-0 County. Cammy writes in 3-0. Ben writes in 2-1 County. There's not one person that's voted the other way. Not one person.
What I've noticed about County is when they are winning games, they're scoring a lot of goals and the other team aren't they?
So William picks a high scoring game there, but I'm pretty much backing what you say there. They are good at home. They're good at getting a lead, and they're good at protecting the lead, especially at home. So we'll move on to the next game.
And this time we're going over to Tony Macaroni Arena. It is Livingston.
Starving.
Oh, I'm starving now, not to be fair.
Oh,
it's Livingston at home to Celtic. What are you saying about that?
I'm going to say...
It's a nice tough pitch, you know, bad pitch and all that.
Coming back, where are they? Are they home or away this week in Europe?
They are, I believe, home. We're away, so I think Celtic are at home. I'm not sure who they're playing. Cluj. That is Cluj.
I might be Cluj. I'll go with a score draw, 1 each.
1 each. You know, I was thinking about this as well, and after a disappointing result, Livy's the last place you want to go because that pitch is dreadful. And I'm going to put my neck out there on the line as well, and I'm actually going to go for a 1-0 victory to Livy. Coming back for Europe, the European game coming into it, I think they'll make a lot of changes going to that pitch. Ayer can't play on that pitch, I believe, because his injuries is a big player for them. And it'll be the first experience for their other new signings playing on such a dreadful pitch. So I'm going to go 1-0 to Livy for a set piece.
Fair, mate. I also think Dyke's being back as well will be a big threat to these centre-halves, the physicality that they'll put in. So I'm not being too biased, by the way. I mean, the one time I picked Celtic to win, they ended up drawn, so I'm not being biased. But anyway, Ryan Christie's biggest fan thinks the exact opposite. He's gone for 5-0 away to Livy. I knew that would be some result. Andy flips it and writes 5-0 to Livingston, sorry. Ben FC writes in a 1-0 Livingston win. You're getting Tom writes in 2-0 to Celtic. And the last one we read comes from... Oh, sorry. There's a lot just coming in right now. And it comes from Sarah. And she writes in 1-0 to Livingston. Actually, a lot of love. In fact, we'll read it one more, sorry. We'll go Simply McLeod because he's took a lot of time to write that out. He's right, 1-1 draw. Celtic struggled to win away there at the end of last season. It's a start of a bad run from them. So shout to him as well. I'm thinking there is going to be a draw in that game.
It's either going to be very, very tight or Celtic are going to batter them. Something awful.
Just care what's happened. See where all the pressure they're putting on the referees with their statements and that. They're going to get 7 penalties.
Do you think they're going to get Clancy again?
Piss myself.
That'll be
see him for a long time. Give him Dallas. He's just
aye. But it's funny because all the referees that Celtic fans say they hate, we also hate. Do you know what I mean? Like Bobby Madden. No, the biggest fan of the guy. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely not. But anyway, we'll move on. Aye. We'll move on to the last game, and it is a home game for Rangers Sunday, and it's versus Hamilton. Obviously, Dougie's a consultant now for Hamilton. But Rangers
torn for you here.
Emphatic. I'm going to go 3-0 to Rangers. I think it'll be kind of routine. I'm expecting, again, some changes. Probably Defoe to start this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you think about that. But I think probably Defoe to start this game. But I think 3-0 to Rangers. CJ, what are you saying about that?
Well, if you want to see my prediction, you have to come on Saturday, the day before the game, because I do a prediction video. That's 99% of my content. But
99 now?
It just went up. It went up, mate.
Jesus Christ,
I know. I'm busy moving into the new house.
I just thought that. I like it.
But I will be back with my prediction the day before. But I agree with your statement about Defoe. If he doesn't start on Thursday, he has to start at the weekend. I think that's going to be a one or the other situation on. But Ringo writes in 3-1 to Rangers. You've got Stephen _1872 writes in maybe 7-1, Goggles' style. Very similar to what I'm thinking, mate. Callum writes in 5-0 to the famous. Blue Nose Bear, writes in 4-0. And the last one read out comes from Cammy McFarlane. He writes in 7-0 Rangers. Morelos hat-trick, Defoe, Dirty Double, Tav, and Scotty Arfield. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The first time on this new system, me and they, it's just flowed without them two.
Beautiful,
but again, but if you are watching to this point, if you've got any other like Scottish YouTube content creators that you'd like to see on the show that's reliable and has some decent internet, fire it in, let us know, and we'll get you involved in the show. But before we wrap up today's video, Div, you want to tell them where they can find you, mate?
You can find me youtube.com/sharpdiv. I'm trying to get some videos out, troops. I really am. And you can find me sharpdiv on Instagram as well and Twitter.
There we are, mate. And I've been sieging over into, if you are new around here, if you don't mind subscribing, that would be tremendous as well. That's been this week's Spfl show. Hopefully you've enjoyed. That's been Sharpdiv. I've been sieging over into. Thank you so much for watching. And bye. You have to do it now as well, mate. There we are. No. Touch the camera lens. Oh, nice and slowly.
Touch it.
Oh, there.
Oh my God. I like it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Jesus.